everyone. By request, I'm going to do a little bit of sanding and polishing using the Dr. Pepper dice that everyone suggested. Well, Chaos Mod suggested, but I posted. If you want to influence the dice that come next, you should check out the Nightcast Discord. There's a little dice section there, and I usually ask everybody what they want to see. Alright. I am going to need to put some background noise on. You won't hear this because it'll get me copyright stricken, but let's see. There we go. Alright, here we go. So, I usually start with some sandpaper. Some people jump straight to the polishing cloths, but I like to use anywhere from 1,000 to 1,500 grit first, just to get a base. So this is what they'll look like unfinished, at least from my molds, because I was a fool and didn't sand and polish my masters. So it just makes for some more work on the back end. So, whoop, whoop, there. You want to make sure you have a little bit of water handy, because you don't want to do this dry. And what I do is get some, what is that? Get some water on the sandpaper. Be careful when you're doing sharp edges, because sometimes you can sand too far and make the edges not meet properly around where they meet. All right. So I think I need to finish 60. So I usually do some circles and then reverse it. Do a few. Reverse it. Dry it off. Take a look. Just kind of get the... Oh, hold on just a second. Sorry, everyone. It was just a cheese attack. Let's see. So we'll take... The more you move it around in the light, the more you can kind of see. It's easier if you're kind of closely looking at it. You can kind of see if it's all flat, or if there are any surfaces that aren't quite flat. Like right here, it's all slick, but it's got grooves and little divots all in it. So we're gonna sand it down. So you didn't really do much of anything. Just a little more matte. You see flat kind of happening here and there, but nothing really substantial yet. Tell you what, nothing has made me want to lose weight more than seeing my hands up close on camera. Boy, oh boy. I'm just gonna put this in front of me so that I don't have to look over there all the time. Oh, come on. I can't seem to move my OBS, so I guess it stays there. Alright. A little more matte, a little more flat surface. You can kind of see how it was a little, there's a dip kind of right out here at the top of the 40. That tends to happen, so that's what the sanding is here to do. If you want to get a nice even polish, you gotta make sure you get all that flat. Oh, hello! Oh, hi. My god, it's Chaos Modifier. Here we go, what's this? Show me sand the floor. Yeah, so we're almost there. You can still kind of see it's a little shiny towards the top here. So we're going to just get a little bit more. If it doesn't get where we want it here in a minute, I'll move on because I have some that are already sanded. And we'll move on to the next bit. They're not fully sanded, but they're there. That's not bad. We're almost there. Just find a new spot on the paper, huh? Some happy little circles here. It's probably a little squeaky. I would play the music, but I know. I guess I could find some royalty free, but then I'd have to pause the stream, and nobody wants that. Alright. Still a little bit there. Last one. If I don't get it here, then we will move to another die. You chose to do it live. There's no skipping. That looks pretty darn good, I think. Just because I'm paranoid. Alright. We'll move on. I'll deal with that later. My lighting's off right now, so, alright. Once you get a nice matte flat polish all across, you're gonna have the dust build up in there. It happens. Once you get that nice polish, or the nice dull, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to do some more sanding on the higher grit paper. I usually do a couple different grits worth, but like three different grits, but we're gonna move into the polishing rock. Actually, you know what? We'll just move straight to the polishing stone. So I usually go like somewhere between 1,000 and 1,500 to a 2,000 to a 2,500, and then like a 3,000. If I have to go to 3,500, then I will. Like depending on what I have in stock at the time. But I got these awesome. I don't even remember where I got. I know I got these on Amazon, but I'll have to find out exactly what they're called. I have them somewhere. Ooh, actually, hold on. Hashtag not an ad, but it could be. This is what I use. It's really nice. You can get it pretty cheap on Amazon. That's where I get my sandpaper and stuff also. It's also where I got these awesome little microfiber cloths. They make sanding just super easy. Also, I don't know what you're seeing. You might not be seeing what I'm seeing. I gotta double check. I forgot to see what's going on. Okay. Oh, good. You see exactly what I see. Sweet. Okay, cool. So I usually just break it up into the three heftier grit and the three finer grit. Just put those aside. It's just a bunch of big handful of sheets. So we'll go ahead and put this on the side that's already clean. There we go. Focus. Focus. Ooh, hey, look, there's my hand. Come on. Oh. close. So I also use some water on these. Doesn't have to be a lot, just enough to get it wet. Come on, please focus. Hey, there we go. Oh, pretty good, pretty good, pretty good. All right. Same thing here. We're just going to do some cycles. Yeah, 3 in for the win. You can already kind of see that one is very dull. There's not really anything reflecting off of it, but then when you get here, it's matte still, but it's definitely catching a little more light, reflecting a little more light. And I just take it down the line. And yes, I am going back and forth. So one way, then the other way. Then one way, then the other way. Just do it a few times. I'm just being exaggerated for the camera. Alright, you can kind of see. Ooh. Oh. Alright. So we'll move on to the next one. And you'll notice as you're going, I didn't really know to catch it at first because I was too busy waiting for the end step. I was just waiting for it to be awesome. But if you take your time and watch the process, you can actually see a lot happening on the way. So we'll polish these guys. See that kind of even all the way across. If I'm too quiet or too loud or anything, just let me know. Or if you really can't stand the sound of the sandpaper, I'll turn the gain down and try to talk louder. Alright. Pretty good, pretty good. Ooh. Alright. Doing this kind of quick. Sometimes I'll go back if I think that I haven't quite got it where it needs to be. I'll go back a few grits. Which for this polishing paper, they don't go by grit. They go by micron, but they give you the equivalent grit labeled on the or listed on the label, so it's not too hard. But seriously though, it just feels like a cloth paper, a sheet of cloth. I mean, the green one and the gray one kind of feel sandy and gritty. But once you get to this one, it's just like nothing. So soft. This feels like a shop towel almost. You can't hear anything? You can't hear me? Oh, okay, so well, let's do a bit of troubleshooting here with the delay modifier. Oh, let me fix that chat too. Oh, the keyboard. Yeah. I'm about to actually get I have a new case coming sometime next week, and I think I'm gonna do a color change as well. I just really like my whole keyboard, the tower has fans that go all the way up and around that do the same thing. It goes like green, blue, green, blue, green, blue, green, blue, and then all the way back. My mouse kind of does it, but it's all Corsair stuff. I wanted to get it to match, that way it was easier to program all at once. I can't believe you're not getting anything. Let me try one thing here. Dude, honestly, the lighting in here is not good. I think I just have a really nice position. I was borrowing lights for the camera, for the pictures I took earlier. Dang. Man, Chaos, I don't know what to tell you, man. Have you tried refreshing the stream? Sometimes refreshing will help me when I have issues like that. I hope it's not an issue that we can't resolve. Oh wait, I guess I should type, huh? You can't hear me or something. There. I'm sitting here talking to him, and he's like, "I cannot hear you." I mean, he's not saying that, but like, you know, he had just explained it to me. All right. Anyway, moving on. Oh, yeah, okay, so the background lights, I'm not going to show the room because I should have cleaned and I did not, and it's literally a 35-year-old severe ADHD patient and a 5-year-old tornado that have just kind of left this place a shambles. But I do have lights on the wall. They were a gift from my friend, and they go all the way up out of my lamp and around to the opposite side of the room and down the wall. And they used to match. They used to be green and blue, but I couldn't get them to shift, so it was kind of like one or the other. But the blue kind of just, you know, it felt a little depressing after a while. I was like, I need to change the color, and I changed all those orange-ish. So I figured it'd match my favorite lightsaber color, the Nomi Sunrider, like sunset orange. Okay. Now you got to be able to see this now. Look at this shine. Do you see that? That is insane. That is just 3 grits of paper. Look at that. So there's nothing there. And then there's this. Oh, there we are. Look at that. Look at that. I know it sounds fancy, but those lights were gift from a friend, but they were just like, you could find them on Amazon for like $20, I think. So we've got extras, we got more, but like, they're really not that fancy. They have self adhesive to the wall. I guess they're kind of fancy, but like, gotta stay humble, I guess. I don't know. A little more water. I like to make sure I keep it the cloth's wet because, again, like, you don't want to just be friction burning your dice. It's not the best. Alright. Do. There's a slight delay, and it's just long enough for me to forget all of the things that I'm saying by the time you guys are reacting. Oh, heck yeah. Look at this. Look at that. You can almost see me in the reflection. Look at that. And there's still 2 more sheets to go. This is nothing. This is like a Centurion's shield, maybe? I'm going for mirror. I'm going for Mercury, you know what I'm saying? Alright. Ooh, yeah. Okay. This one you can kind of feel the grit on. I think it's just at the level of before they changed to different cloth size, like the thickness. Once they get to once they switch to the new one, it just feels a lot rougher. Alright. So we're going to go from this. Oh! Man, I wish you guys could hear the jams that I'm jamming. I got some just instrumental reggae music playing in the background because it's really good to like kind of zone off to. It's really nice. Look at that! Look at that! Jeez, Louise, remember how dull it was a second ago? I just if you find something nice that you can jam away to and kind of like not even realize where the time's going, you can get this done a lot faster. We be jamming, man. That's yeah. I feel the rhythm, feel the rhyme, you know. If I have music with lyrics, I usually get too focused on trying to like, oh, I know this song, and trying to remember the words to a song. And then my focus is elsewhere. So this is the last of the the grits, the microns. So that's what we got right now, which is pretty darn sunshiny. And I'll do this a few times, at least on the last one, because there'll be little nicks and imperfections, just tiny little scratches from the paper, and I try to get those out as much as possible. But dang, look at that. Make sure it's wet. There's the water. Sorry, the camera's probably shaking because it's a little tripod. You can see the tripod legs. Little tripod on the desk. I was like, Lex, my wife, I'm going to take this tripod. Oh, look at that. You can almost see the halogen bulb. Dang. That is nice if I do say so myself. I can hear! Look at that. I can't find my flash. Actually, hold on. Let's see if this works. Now, since the other sides are opaque, it's not going to be as nice. But, oh, come on, focus. Look this way. Kind of see the sparkles in there. It's kind of hard on this camera. But, yeah, that's that. I mean, if you guys really enjoy the mind-numbing sandpapering, I mean, I could start back over here where we were. I just wanted to do one that had a nice big flat side to kind of demonstrate. Or we can, you know what would be really fun? Start over on the 6 side and see how well we can see through the die. Let's see. Let's see if, I think I've been upping my times too. I've been getting a lot faster at this. And now that I see that I can cut some of my sanding out, then this is going to go by even faster. Okay, where did I put up? There it is. 1500, 1500. Alright. Let's see. Speed run. Yeah, say the numbers through the die. Wasn't that neat? Oh man, I love just even if they're mostly opaque, just having just enough of a little ability to pass light through, so you can kind of see the outline of the numbers on the other side. It just looks so freaking neat. So that's what we started with, right? 4. And then we're already starting to get a little shiny. Now that Chaos can hear, we're doing this all over again. You know what? I'm crazy. This die's already even sanded. I was like, why does that not look as dull as I thought it should on the 4 side? Now I've already done these ones. We're going to move straight to the sheet. Oh yeah, you're going to get dice stuff, powder stuff for this all over your hands. Another reason to do this with them wet is that you're less likely to get a bunch of powder and stuff. I do have a 3M mask, but I usually use it for 3D printing and not this, or for pouring all of my molds and the resin and stuff. Because yes, I do this in in my downstairs office because temperature fluctuations are too crazy here outside in the garage. Ooh, hey Pie, what's up, buddy? I mean, hell, if you guys if you guys want me to just stop talking and listen to the dice. Oh, there's I don't know if I can catch it in the light, but there's a piece of glitter, not glitter, mica, right here on the 6. It's right on the surface, and it is so shiny. Yeah. Cool. All right. Do a little bit more here. No. Yeah, I keep forgetting you guys can't hear the music. Yeah. Colorado's been wacky doodle. Alright. A little bit more over here. Alright. I also somebody somewhere, I have a couple people suggest using polishing compound. So I've got the one everybody recommends, but honestly, I don't generally see it making much of a difference. Oh, Colorado. I'm in the what is it? Northeast of Denver, south, east of Denver, north of Denver, north of Denver. I don't want to get much more specific than that. At least not at the moment. Forgive me. No. I've been everywhere, man. Started in Illinois, went to Washington. No, went to Florida, went to Washington, and then went to California, back to Washington, and then ended up back in Illinois for a little bit before we moved to Iowa. All right, so here's the 4. Not too reflective, just kind of dull. Here's the 6 now. Oh. It's hard to do this. It's kind of hard. I don't know if you can really tell, but it's like super dull. There's nothing getting through there. But then here you can kind of see the light from the numbers kind of coming through a little bit. Yeah, that's what you want to see. Ooh, with that shine. Oh. I've been everywhere, man. Lowry? I have not been to Lowry. No, I was stationed for most of my term in Whidbey Island. If you've ever been to Washington and have been close to Vancouver, you've been like a sneeze away from Whidbey Island, I promise. There are only 2 ways onto that island. There's a ferry at the south, which if you didn't book it on the weekends, then good luck. And then there's a bridge to the north, which, when it snows, that bridge gets shut down. Ooh, look at that. God damn. On my channel, I'll say what I want to say. No, look at that. Matte, flat, bleh. Oh. Glistens. Alright, let's do a little bit, maybe a couple more passes on the blue. Yes, the mica bits. Seriously, like, whenever you suggested Dr. Pepper, I'm like, okay, so either I don't do a pressure cast and leave bubbles in there, but then I risk having messed up, like, having the dice not, the possibility of bubbles forming on that surface and cavitating, which I don't want. That ruins the whole deal. So, I decided to pressure secure them and put mica in to kind of simulate the bubbles. Vancouver Island. I mean, if it's Canada, Vancouver. If it's still like Vancouver, yeah, it counts because we were on an island at the very northeast part of the country. Like we were like one of the last places. I remember there was one place. If you took a wrong turn, it took you straight to the border. And I made that wrong turn like 3 times, and it's like, oh no, I can't turn around. There's nowhere to turn around. It's just a 2-lane road all the way down and back with a median in the middle, and you get to a circle and it's like last chance. And look at that. Oh, we always used to make jokes that we were in pissing distance of Canada. We had a Canadian base actually right next to ours on, in American soil or whatever. It was just like they had a little station there. It was neat. It was like a multinational thing. near our base. But really, it was just Americans and Canadians. So sometimes there'd be French. All right. Oh, you know what? I'll show you what it looks like again before we go. So here's what an unpolished turd looks like. It's just dull, flat, boring. Here's where we are now. After a few passes. And now we're almost to the end. I think, what, 2 more? This is the mint green. So there's a dark green. There is like a bluish. Then there's a gray. And then a red and a mint and a white. I guess it's aqua. They call it aqua. Look at that. You can see through it. Look at that. Oh. Look at that. Can't see through here. Look at that. Nothing. Well, kind of a shadow. But damn, it's like glass. We're almost there. We're almost there. That's a good goddamn. Look at the sparkle. It's out of focus, I know, but jeebus. Yeah. So the grits. Yeah. I don't think you heard earlier. You sound was off. So I use these guys, and right here, they tell you how it goes. Now, this is weird because it says these two, it goes gray and then blue, but when they come in the package, oh no, I'm crazy. It's grayer than blue. Never mind. Disregard. Gotcha. But yeah, so working my way downtown, walking fast, faces past, and I'm homebound. You know, dun 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 dun. Do 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 do. Alright. By the time we're done with this, oh my gosh, it's gonna be like a spyglass. I said, goddamn. Here we go. Alright. There's the 4. Ew, gross. Only 1 coat of sand. Oh, look at that. All the way through. Look at that. You can literally see, like, straight. Oh, my thumbnails. Should my thumbnails, huh? You can really see the mica on the 6. Gosh. That's party. Honestly, that was, I think, the only part of that song that I know. Yeah, but that's how you go from this lump of unmolded marble to this. Like a plastic bag. Again, I wish I knew the songs. Yeah, so I don't know. What do you guys think? Right? The mica is insane. If you guys want me to keep going, I can do a little bit more of this if you want. Honestly, it's kind of meditative for me. So if you want to see what we can do the D6 because it'll be the fastest. If you want me to do the whole thing, we can do the whole thing. Gosh dang. I cannot stop looking at the 6 side. and I can't even describe to you the depth of the mica. It just looks so flat in comparison to what it really looks like. Oh gosh. Oh man. Yeah, so I'll wait for chat to catch it. We should do a speed run. We could definitely finish this. So since we're just on this, I only need the papers. So let me organize it so I don't grab it out of order. What? Oh gosh. All right. Oh, you got. I don't know if you can see, but this 3 is gonna be probably wackier than the 6 is. It's nuts. How hard are the different sided dice to sand? I imagine the D4 would be a pain, and the 20s would be hard not to round. You know, honestly, you're not wrong. Take a look at. Actually, I think these are round dice. Never mind. I don't know if I actually have. I think my set of sharps that I have done are with Mark. So let's see. How hard are they to sand? So the D20s, honestly, the hardest part about sanding the smaller faces is just to make sure you're focused, right? You don't want to just kind of like be all over the place. You want to make sure you can feel the flat side like down every time you're going. Like you can once you get going. I started slow, right? I was going really slow when I first started this, but now I'm just like ah. Not to mention, if you do kind of round a side out, you can go back on the other side and kind of fix it. You just don't want to. That's why I do a few passes at a time. I don't do like a full. I don't just like do like 30 on this side, 30 on this side. I don't even count them really. I just do a few and then check to make sure my lines are good. You can't see my face, but I'm looking down the lines to kind of make sure that everything looks, and then across the flats, just to kind of make sure that everything is, looking good. Like this right here, this one. The other one didn't come out like this, but that's where the mold, where I break off the pour spout. But this one was kind of filled in, which is weird. It's never happened before. So see you later, pie. But I've been using this clay pick, and I've got some little diamond files that I've been digging those out. I know, right? I'm just like straining my eyes, just trying to see, because I don't know if you can tell, but see those little lines? Oh god, my thumbs again, wrong direction. Those little look really tiny, but you can kind of see them, little ridges. That's for me not sanding the freaking 3D molds, which I have the new set that I'm making. Like for the 3D printer, I just have to literally add every single support. And what I've been looking up, the best way to do it is to do individual supports, but in a way that they're almost one solid thing all the way up. Whichever edges are face like pointing downward. So it's going to take a minute. Let's see. All right, we're going to continue with this. So let's see. My recording timer says 47:30. Here we go. I'm not going to write that down. It's easier with like the D6. It's got a huge face on it. It's actually like super easy. That and the D12. The D12 is also pretty easy. Yes, so those lines are all it is when he made his mold, he did not sand his 3D casts like his masters. He didn't sand those. I did the same thing. But it's one of those things, you kind of learn as you go. So here again we have the D2 D6 side 2. If we're going to do a speed run, I'm just going to do all of the matte sides. So we started at 2, and we're going this way. $47.30. Thank you for the time check. Sometimes I like to run water, like get a little water and run across it just so I can kind of see the progress. Sometimes that powder on there gets a little in the way, I suppose is the way to put that. I try to make sure there's nothing like under. Like I'm doing it on a stack, but I'm trying to make sure that there's nothing like an edge is over here, because I don't want a weird bump in my sanding. It's really important to make sure there's nothing under your sandpaper or your polishing paper or polishing cloths, whatever you're using. A TC4730. I like that. That's brilliant. Now I'm gonna have to make another clone trooper. Dang. That would be a heck of a campaign to run. So we're running a campaign of clone troopers during Order 66, and they have to follow out, their orders or whatever, and through their point of view, and how everything's kind of different in their eyes because they're programmed. But maybe you make random discipline checks on occasion to try and kind of see through a little bit of your programming. Notice something's wrong. Die, Jedi scum. I think what I really love about ska and reggae is the brass mixed with like the bass, and like it's just, I love it. It's such a good. It's not a symphony or an orchestra. It's got more soul than that. It's like they got all these sweet instruments, but they're just having fun, vibing. It just feels awesome. I love reggae. I don't even know when I started listening to reggae. Like, I can't even remember, because I didn't really, when I was younger, I didn't really care for like a lot of Bob Marley or anything. I still only listened to a couple Bob Marley songs, but I like the kind of more of a reggae fusion type thing. The Jedi, that could be it too. I mean, the Jedi are kind of jerks. Maybe they were working for a Jedi general who was kind of a butthole. Oh man, just look at that. Oh, you can already start seeing through it. 2, 4, 5, 3. Jammin' 2. It's on my playlist it's called Rhythms, but it's just instrumental reggae music. But I try not to do anything. I've said this earlier. I don't know. Well, I think I said this earlier. I try to listen to music that doesn't have lyrics when I'm doing stuff like this. Ooh, I about rolled it there. Because my brain tries to focus too much on, I know what the lyrics are, and like stop focusing on what I'm doing. And that's when I start rounding edges and doing dumb stuff. Alright. Okay, so the 3, the 5. I don't know if you can tell. It's a lot duller, at least in my eyes. Maybe I should actually move up the cloth. You can tell once you move to a new, fresh spot of sandpaper. Like, oh my gosh, I was just rolling that around on glass earlier, just flat pane of glass. So here's where we've done so far. And there's 1 and 2. I just gotta look through them again. Wow, that's just so pretty. Okay. Timmy Trumpet. Macklemore, Dave Matthews Band. Yeah, honestly, I knew a lot of people that were really into Dave Matthews Band, and I like some of his songs, but I had friends who were just way too, or acquaintances even, that were just way too into it. I actually kind of fell into Jack Johnson a lot when I was in high school. Jack Johnson, Incubus, what else? I'm trying to think. I was all over the spectrum. The only thing I really don't listen to, and this is kind of cliche, but the only thing I don't really listen to is country. And this, I have nothing against people who listen to country. Like, a lot of my family listens to country. Look at that. Dang. A lot of my family listens to country. Not for me. Oh, yeah. Incubus, I saw them live in Peoria. That was the first concert I think I ever went to without any, like, supervision. And I crowd surfed, like, 3 or 4 times. I was... So... Where we were at, it was like a college arena thing, and where we were, there was you could be up in the bleachers, like on the where the crowd and audience would be for like the hockey games and stuff, basketball games. But then, if you had a wristband, you could get, there were security guards, like 2 points where you could get in and show them your wristband, and you got to go to the floor, standing room only stuff. Well, our tickets were like behind the stage, and It was nuts. We were like, there's no way we're going to be able to see the show. We're like behind the stage. So Hoobastank, oh my gosh. Hoobastank was opening for him. And it was before Hoobastank even, like, had done anything. And I'd never heard of Hoobastank. And they were, I don't want to piss anybody off. They were horrible. It was not good for Hoobastank. But as soon as the lights went off, we jumped over, and you could see the security guards closing in on both sides, and I just crawled on my hands and feet through the crowd. And when I crowd surfed, there's one point when I crowd surfed and I got all the way up to the front. Brandon Boyd they were doing like an acoustic set, and like they had a couch on stage and everything, and he was kind of walking down it was like a little runway thing, and he sat on the edge of the stage, and as I was getting crowd surfed over, I was getting ready to fall over the edge, and he reached out and grabbed my hand, and I was like, oh shit, and then I fell to the ground, about busted my knee, and this huge security guard came over, and I was like, oh god, if he sees I don't have a wrist, he's gonna throw my ass out of here. So I was like, oh yeah, ooh, I just hurt my arm, but I'm good, I'm gonna go back in there. And he's like, alright, get in there, and he like threw me into the crowd. And I was like, haha, fool. I think 5 is the last one. Gosh, I don't know. Did I do these in order, or am I just going crazy talking and not watching? Brass Against, huh? Have not heard of them. Oh, I used to listen to a lot of Catch-22. Catch-22 was my jams. Dude, Incubus, so mellow. I used to pull out my djembe and listen to Incubus and just kind of chill. Play some drums. You guys, these are coming. This is coming out so nice. We have 2 more to go. We're almost there. Almost out of water. I just use little Dixie cups. I use them for other stuff down here also, like for some mold stuff. So I just use Dixie cups. They're wax coated anyways, like you don't have to worry about it. I double them up just to be safe. Tool and Rage, nice. When I was in the Navy, there was this tour going around, the Uproar tour. And it was a bunch of like metal bands and stuff. And it was the first time I was ever able to see Godsmack. My parents never let me see it growing up because they were called Godsmack. And I grew up in kind of a religious household. Well, I mean, my household specifically wasn't, but the family, the whole like immediate family outside of our house was. And it was like, we can't have you go into a concert called Godsmack. And I'm like, are you kidding me? But yeah, I've seen, and at that tour, there were so many bands. I got to see Seven Dust. I got to see Tool. Disturbed was terrible. Pretty sure the dude was losing his voice by the time they got to where we were in Washington, because like he was trying to do that, and he was like, But yeah, dude, Seven Dust was so sick. They love their fans so much. I also saw this really awesome. There's a band led by this female singer, and I can't think of what they're called now. But it's like her last name or something. But the band, they were super sick. They started getting big for a while in like the late 2000s, but then I haven't really heard anything from them. I cannot think of their name though. It's gonna kill me. Dude, Godsmack's everything is amazing. Godsmack, that really takes me back. We didn't think they were gonna play Voodoo, and they waited till the very end because, of course, they did. Oh my gosh, that was so good. Hailstorm, yes, yes. Thank you so much. You are awesome. Yes, I'd never heard of them, and they got on stage, and she rocked my socks, dude. It was an awesome show. That's not done yet. There was also this time when I was in the Navy and we went to San Diego and we were doing everything right. We were fixing other squadrons' planes. We were doing everything right, and for some reason we were getting punished for something because we all had tickets to a baseball game that night. But we were told that we weren't going to be allowed to go until a certain time, and no one knew why they'd set this arbitrary time. But eventually, by the time we got to the ball game, like it was like the third inning. There was a set of train tracks, and we were with our chief, so we were outranked. There were like probably 9 of us, but our chief was there, and it was one of those things. I'm like, all right, guys, this is a freight train. You're gonna want to cross because otherwise, we're gonna be here all day. And Chief was like, no, it's just a train. We're going to stop and wait. I'm like, you don't understand. Look down the line. This is a freight train. This isn't going to be like an hour deal. It's going to get like halfway across and then stop and come to like a half a mile an hour crawl. And of course, by the time we finally got out of there and got to the bleachers, it was like the 7th inning. So afterwards, we ended up at this bar. I don't remember, but I imbibed a little bit of the devil's juice, and we oh shit, where was I? This band they had a live band at this place, and I can't remember what they were called. But they had a saxophone player. He was killing it, and they started playing the Ghostbusters song, and I drunkenly tipped them so much money that they came up after the show and were like giving me CDs and T-shirts and stuff, and like, if you're ever back at Cali for this, I'm like, I'll never be back at Cali, bro. This is just like I'm on detachment. Still have their stickers somewhere. They're a good band, actually. All right. So it was 102. Where were we before? It was 47:30. So 15-ish minutes? Or am I crazy? Let's look at our work, huh? 1, 2. Ooh, that's a good one. 3. 3 might need a little bit more of a buff to it. I'm getting a lot faster. Before it was taking me just an absurd amount of time. But also, now that I know I can cut a bunch of the sandpaper out. Once I get the new molds made also, it'll make a huge difference. Oh my gosh, look at 4, you guys. Ooh, that was a good one. Look at that sparkle. Cool, crisp, refreshing Dr. Pepper. You can see through. Oh, oh, oh. There we go. Yes, these are the Dr. Pepper dice. Yes, they are. What do you think? Dr. Peppery enough for you? So when I get them really close and put the light through them, they look a lot lighter than they are. They're really, actually, a really dark brown. But it is made of stars. Absolutely. Than it does in my hands. It's like more of a maroon color. It legitimately looks like a tiny can of Dr. Pepper in my hand. The light is just not doing it justice. It is way too red there. Let's see if I can kinda. It's really not. It really isn't doing it justice. This is. It's like a deep maroon. I don't know why it's so red on this camera, but that's what she said. Yeah, so that was the dice bag. These are these will be what the dice end up looking like. I don't know. What do you guys think? Lex, my wife, was saying she thinks $50 for the set in the bag, which I mean that's on the lowish end. So I mean, I also want people to be able to afford nice dice, but at the same time, kind of need to make some money. But I've seen equivalents to this for like $80 to $120. But did you like the picks on Discord? I'm really glad. I did kind of adjust the brightness and the contrast because you couldn't see the sparkles otherwise. So, yeah. But yeah, there's the D6, and I've got so many more. And I generally do make 2 of the D4s. I make 1 of each because these ones aren't as sharp. I have a sharp set now that I'm getting ready to print, but these aren't sharp. But these are lethal. I also have a mold made but not not filled for a large D4, but I think I need to adjust how long that is because it's at the very top of this, and if I try to fill this all the way up to make the mold, because this will be the bottom, it'll come out like this, right? And I split down the middle, and then I fill, and this pipette leaves a channel that I fill with more resin, so that when I compress it in the compressor, that all the bubbles that get compressed down, the reservoir will backfill what is down in there. So, yeah. But that's how that's how I do the really nice molds. And my molds, ow! It's a little dirty. It literally, everything sticks to it. But these are the molds. There's nothing in there now, but you can see through these molds really well. Let's see. Okay, not as well as I thought. Never mind. I'm crazy. But still. This stuff is really tough too. Like, I was afraid for a long time that I was going to rip it, trying to get the dice out of there, but I don't think anything could destroy this. But yeah, I don't know how interested anybody is to keep going, but it is almost 11 p.m. here, so I might call it unless people are really interested in watching. But seriously, I can't stop looking at this. Like, it's so pretty. I don't think we did the 3 justice earlier. It's so shiny. So cool. Seriously, I get mesmerized. I'm just like, ooh, the 5. Oh man, look at that. Yeah, so once I get these finished, I'll also put them on the Etsy. Those blue round dice are going to be on the Etsy. The nice thing about that set is they're all like the same. Whereas these are all sharp, but the numbers are a little different. And then the round D4. Once I get the new masters printed, I'll be able to have really, really primo sets of dice. So, yeah. Honestly, I can't stop looking at it. It's so nice. And seriously, these bags are like the perfect size. Perfect. You kind of want them. I think you would definitely get first dibs. That's for sure. Yeah, I always had an extra D4, and I personally cannot stand it when you get a D10 set that's just 2 D10s. I want my percentile die. I want it. Don't rip me off. So I also have percentile dice. So I don't know if you've seen it, but I've also got an STL file for so many different kinds of dice. Some that look like gemstones. Yeah, I'll sell the Dr. Pepper ones. Yeah, absolutely. But I seriously though, I mean, like, she said $50, and after looking around, it doesn't sound like a terrible price, but I'd feel bad if it was like too much. I always tend to rip myself off before other people, so I just have to ask for advice sometimes. Gosh, I just can't. Oh, not close enough. I seriously cannot get over that. It's just so pretty. You know what? I'll just keep going. We'll chat for a bit. And I'm going to keep going. Because put that over here so I know it's done. What do you want to see next? So the D4 that I've got is funny. This one here. It's got these little nubbins. Which the other one that I'm going to print has a much longer, sharper one. But I think the first set that I'm going to print out of that file are going to be the sharps, just because everyone seems to like the sharps. And then I really want to do the gemstone ones, the ones that look like rubies and stuff. I think it would be great to make like a blood ruby set, like have a ruby, an emerald, sapphire, lapis lazuli, like just... Oops, sorry. Bumped you. I think that would be so neat. And I think that I'm just the guy to do it. I could bring you in warm, or I could bring you in round, or I could bring you some sharp. Either way, you're leaving with dice. Yes, it is the fidget dice for the table. Seriously, it's like it fits perfectly, like between your hand, no matter how you have it. It's so nice. But what was I gonna say? I don't remember. Oh well. All right. Let's go with the D12. It's another nice big faced one that doesn't have weird little nubbins. You know what? If I'm showing you how to do this, I should show you the hard parts too, right? Like that's not fair. Get away with showing before we do. Yeah, the gym set would be nice. And honestly, I could also do custom runs. But if I do custom runs, I might charge a little bit extra for those, because then I'd have to... I mean, if someone's paying, I will do it for them. But it's like... Oh, that's way too much sake. But it is a little bit kind of a pain to stop in the middle of a... Not a pain, right? Don't get me wrong. I don't mind. But it is kind of it's like, will I remember to finish this other set? But... Oh gosh, this is so flat. The 4 side was stuck to the table. Like vacuum sucked to the table. That's beautiful. Leave it right here in sight. All right. Let me get some more water in here. Where'd my open bottle go? I know there's an open bottle here. Is it you? It's you. Here's the thing, right? About the new molds. I'm making new molds, regardless of what happens, right? I'm making new molds. So, this set is nice. It's very nice. But is it the nicest it could be? That's for you to decide, really. I do these all. They're all one run at a time, so they're all completely unique. There's no way that I could duplicate any of these the way that I do them. Like, it's just not possible. But I have fun doing it, and I think they're super neat. And if we can make some symbols that aren't trademarked that we can use to make a Genesis set, a Genesis inspired set, excuse me, I should have started with one, then I am totally down to clown. Yeah, I would make those and sell those in a heartbeat, because I would want a set also. Another thing you don't want is the paper to start bunching up on you. So that's part of the reason why I'm holding it like this. I saw, oh, it's no focus. There was a guy that I was watching a while back, and he has a pottery wheel, and he just taped these sanding sheets to the center, and was just like, and flip, and it was awesome. Honestly, I liked your sharp symbols for what I really loved was Mark's symbols for the Destiny, the moons, the crescent moons, all the way, like the waning and waxing moons. That force die really spoke to me, but I really like your sharp ones for like the dark side die. We gotta find something that offsets that harshness for the positive side. I mean, we don't have to, right? But I feel like visually it's nice to see the contrast between what am I trying to say? The contrast between my brain just dropped off. It completely just dropped out of my head. Well, how about this? I'll sell dice to normies for like $80, but I'll sell dice to you guys for like $50. The positive die are the hard ones, honestly. Like, because I mean, you can. It's like, oh, I'm gonna make a symbol for like the dark side. I'm gonna make it jagged and sharp. But like, honestly, the way you did it. It was also like a little elegant. Like it's sharp and like predatory, but also like really pretty in a way. You know, like. And it seems like everyone kind of had the same feel for the dark side stuff. Was sharp. So the nubbins are hard because since these ones are round and shallow, it's kind of hard to make sure you're not widening the top out. Like, I really have to rock it a bit to find the edge and to find the flat part, and then try not to lose it. I think I saved a bunch of those to bring up later because I definitely am. I don't want to step on anyone's toes, but I really like bringing all that stuff to everyone and kind of getting everyone's consensus. Because if everyone likes it, then it's something that like we could just keep pumping out. If it works and it fits and people like it and they tell their friends and their friends like it and their friends tell their friends and their friends like it, then things won't be so bad. Now, a turnaround for a set of dice, though, if I don't have to make new molds, is at least... So here's the thing. The cure time is 24 hours. I have to mix it and all the other stuff. But sometimes if they come out a little soft, because depending on how much mica you put in, you sometimes have to offset the hardener like to compensate for the volume that is not being taken up by a hardener. So... like, sometimes they come out a little bit soft, so I have to wait a couple days for them to harden up. Depending on how soft they are. Well, I'm sorry, guys. I have been pulling this out of the camera the whole time. What about Mark's trademark being Nightcast? I think I missed something here. So we actually have started a little thing, a little business that we are kind of grouping all of our podcasts under, and I've considered putting the dice thing under. It just depends on how it goes. But oh, Mark waxing and waiting. Oh, yeah. I get what you're saying. Yes. The Nightcast. When I think Nightcast, all I can think of is come on, you. Hold on. Whoops. This is all I could think of. Oh. Whoopsie doopsie. I lost the frog for the back of this. Uh-oh. It's probably up in the lamp somewhere. Oh. There it is. Come on. Let's go in from the top. Stunning audio and video, I know. Hold on a sec. Alright, we're back. So, I could make a few at a time. The problem is my pressure pot is only so big, and it doesn't have a flat bottom, which is unfortunate. It has a slight grade to it, so I either have to like cut something out that fits in there to make it flat, or I use this little baking tray that reduces the size that I have by a lot. It looks like I can get about 8 or so on one of these little baking sheets, 8 dice. So... yeah. Yeah, there's a delay. It all depends. Like it's different. It seems like it's different for everybody. I almost put my finger in my sake. That would have been bad. Ooh, a little bump there. actually, honestly, these pre-sanded ones, I might be able to skip out a couple of these cloths also. It kind of looks like it got a little bit more dull there. I think that's... Yeah, this gray is 1200 grit and then 1800. Heck, I'm going to go straight to the pink one. I mean, it's the worst that could happen. I have to go back. All right. The journey begins. You walk into a tavern. It's dark and dingy. The bartender, dirty and crooked, stands at the bar, grunts as you walk in. What'll it be? Oh, you guys. I can skip those two. Oh, look at that. I don't think there's any marring on the surf. Oh my goodness, that actually might be the best way to go. Holy cows there. I could do more dice like tutorial type, not really tutorial because let's get real. I am no expert, but I could do little like walkthroughs on my process and how I do it in the future if you guys want. I'll have to. It might be a little bit of a challenge using this camera with my pressure pot, but I can at least go over like mixing stuff. I'll just have to clean this office first. Life hit hard this week. Yeah. If you have a nice clean mold, so what I've heard is if you sand them and polish them to where they're like really like nice and shiny, when you pull them out, they're almost completely like buffed and everything. Like, so I'm super excited to see if it's true. Come join on my dice. I've been calling it on my OBS. I called it Dicecapades, which I thought was rather fitting. Dicecapades. I gotta finish my Etsy store. I want to tell you the name, but I don't want anyone to take it before I'm gone. With some of the two of y'all in here, I checked the validity of the name, and Dice to Know You is available. So I think I'm gonna call the store Dice to Know You, and as soon as I get the blue dice uploaded, I should be, and then like set up my bank stuff, I should be able to start selling dice. Yeah, I don't know anything. Come learn dice with me. I'm so glad that I started at this point, though, and not at the very beginning, because, boy, y'all, it was... Goodness, it was rough. People are like, oh, yeah, you could totally make dice without a pressure pot. No problem. Big problem. I'm sure I could have worked out a way to make it work, but I tried so many different molds and mold types that... I had no choice but to give up in the end and just be like, no, I need a pressure pot. Like I need it if I'm gonna actually try and do this as a viable source of like side dough. Gosh, now I want to put Incubus on. Y'all, these are looking so fancy. Okay, so for the numbering, like if you want them, I mean, that's cool. I've had a lot of... So, Mark was saying something like silver and white. I've had people say off-white. Actually, Mark was saying, he said silver and white, but he said something iridescent and white. And my wife has essentially the same kind of mica, but it's makeup mica, and it's like... metallic and shiny. and kind of iridescent. And she thought about mixing some of that in with the white or the off-white. I wish, so I could use the off-white and mix a little bit more white in and make it a little bit wider, because this off-white is so close to being like, it's hard to see in this camera. It's so close to being like a really good off-white to use. But the white just seems too white, you know? I don't know. That's just my brain. I'll have to put this on YouTube too. That off-white color actually is called bleached bone. The white is skull white and the off-white is bleached bone. I actually got a really special color to do the dice Mark has. I got this. I don't think I've ever seen a purple in the Warhammer paints, but I got this Gene Stealer purple. So pretty. Probably the only one I have currently that I don't have to add water to use again, because it's so new. All right, I'm getting off track, but look at that. You can already almost see through it. Yeah, right. I'm sitting here like, God, should I switch the music to Incubus? Just listen to some Here in My Room or, man. Cranberry Taffy. I've never even heard of Cranberry Taffy, and that sounds amazing. Is it like saltwater taffy, or is it like the more sweet taffy? Like more like a Laffy Taffy. Nice. I haven't had saltwater taffy, so oh my gosh, y'all. I know I just stopped in the middle of a sentence, but look at that. We just cut out like 7 minutes here, and if I was using 3 different grits of sandpaper, like we've already cut like a half an hour out of this process just by trying new things, and I wouldn't have been brave enough to do it if you all weren't here. That's actually pretty true. Positive dice symbols. I know. Even if they're kind of swooshy and elegant, my printer can do pretty fine stuff. And I just cut it really deep in the die so that if I have to sand it down a bit, that I'll be able to make sure the numbers are still there. And yeah, if you whoever ends up working out symbols that we use, we can also talk about having some of the first sets maybe a lower price, or if you end up signing the whole dealio, I'll just give you the first free set or something. Yeah, it's just one of those things where once we get people kind of passing around symbol ideas, I kind of want to just get with the people in the dice channel and be like, hey, y'all, y'all are interested parties. What do you think? Incubus is still touring? Wow, dude, I would jump on that. Oof. Man. Incubus, what a killer show that was. What an emotional night. Oh my goodness, you guys. I can't believe how beautiful this D4 is turning. I know I haven't showed you close up in a minute, but I want to get through this whole dealio real quick before I show you how beautiful this is. Sublime with Rome! Hell yeah, dude. I still have one more sheet of sandpaper to go. Yeah, Sublime. That's what I got, you know what I'm saying? The sun beats down from the sky. They give it up and they give it up and they give it up, and they never ask why. Daddy was a rolling stone. Whoa. Rolled away one day and he never came home. Oh, y'all. Y'all. Yeah, and the reason I do the D4 thing like this, the two different D4s, is I'm going to end up with molds for round and sharp. But right now, since I only have this as my non-pyramid D4, it's like, here's the option. I'll give you both. You can either use the pyramid, or you can throw that son of a bitch away and use something that won't kill people. I will not have people bleeding to death from their feet in my house. It is an absolute essential for road trips. Gotta get Lou Dog inside the van. Oh yeah. Smells like a Lou Dog inside the van. Oh yeah. This ain't no funky reggae party. $5 at the door. It gets so real sometimes. Who wrote my rhymes? I've got the microwave, got the VCR. I got the deuce in the trunk of my car. Oh yeah. Y'all, just you wait. It's worth it. I don't want fingerprints on here. It's gonna be so hard. Oh, here. Come on. I'll figure the camera thing out here soon. Look at that. Yeah, Sublime will do that to you. Those ridges, if I were to get those out, it would flatten the bottom. So on one side, there's ridges from the mold. But on the other side... Dude, I'm telling you. Look, it's like... Oh, gosh, I'm so bad at this. See through. Oh my gosh. That's so neato. Wow. So the set that Mark has was the best set I had ever made. But now? Ooh, I don't know. Ooh, I don't know. This is, it's gonna be close. Now we'll do this one. D12. So it's all dull. Not really reflective. Now it has been, like, again, this has been sanded once. The only one that hasn't been sanded is the D20 and part of the percentile die. Yeah, I got 2 faces left on the percentile die, but everything else is ready to get polished. Now that I'm cutting all these steps out like a boss. Yes, the numbers on the D12 are, in my opinion, like, perfect. That and this D10. Like, it's like these ones have the same font. All the other ones have a different font. Which is another reason why I cannot wait to do it myself. Till I put my own numbers on them. Barbarian damage. Heck, if I put anything in this dice, you could probably beat someone with it. So now this one has a little imperfection from where I cut off the clipping. But again, I don't want to ruin the face. Honestly, it gives it a little bit of character. And it's going to get polished also. It's not so deep that it's not going to get polished. I mean, heck, you can see it here. The camera makes it look a lot deeper than it is, but it's really not so bad. But, ow! Oh, beans! Ah, my elbow. But if that was something that was like, I don't like that, I want it out of there. Oh, it's in my lap. I could probably work on something. But they roll so nice. Oh my goodness. No, I know, right? You all would have known. I would have peeked the mic. This D2 is going to be sparkly. Or D2. This D2 face of the D12. Once I get bigger die like this, instead of like going like the ones next to each other, I tend to try and go numerically. Otherwise, I'm afraid I'll skip something. This one is seriously this one might be the sparkliest one in the whole set. Ooh, I don't know. The D20 hasn't been cleaned yet, and I can already see sparkles through that. A D20 may end up being a universe in its own right. But man, I can't stop thinking about that blue set that I posted to the Discord. Man, you really get in there, and I actually got the picture to turn out. You can see the little galaxies and nebulas in there. Oh, it's so pretty. The only thing is they're round, and no one really seems to be interested in round dice. But it's a really good set, actually. Thanks, Incubus. So, when I was sanding and polishing the set Mark has, I wasn't paying attention, and this finger, I kept having it too low when I would sand. I ended up getting a little blister on my finger there. It was awful. I was like, I couldn't sand and polish for a bit. But now I have a callus. And I try to pay attention a little bit more. I might have to do this more often this way because I tend to get these done a lot faster when I have, like, what's it called? I can't remember what it's called. It's something that ADHD people do. It's like, you have to have someone around. They don't have to be doing anything, but just kind of there, and you get stuff done. I can't remember what it's called. Body doubling? Maybe? Maybe. I don't know. I think we actually hit 50 followers now also, which is super cool because once we can get 5 people to start chatting on average, I think that's what it's either 5 people chatting or 5 people viewing consecutively, which is super strange because I can look at the viewer list and it says 2, but when I open it, there's like 7. So I don't know if some of the accounts are privated or if they're like bots the system knows about, but okay, shine, no shine. I just it blows me away the difference that just this little cloth makes. Yeah, thanks. 50 was actually really hard to get. At one point, we touched it, and then we lost 2 followers. And then we gained another follower. We were at 59. I'm like, come on. And then we lost 2 more followers. And I was like, what is happening? I'm not sure who Karohe MD is, but if they are here and they're private, then I hope they are enjoying. Wobby7's in chat. Alright, on to 12. Actually, I'm going to do a little bit more on 11. I think this will be the last one I do tonight. Because it's like 35 minutes till 11, or till midnight. So. Not that I have to go to bed, but like, eh. Actually, let's move over here. Alright. 2 more sheets, I think. Yeah, 2 more sheets. Thank you. I think it's looking pretty good also. Honestly, making these kind of makes me jealous because I'm like, I need to sell these dice. I need to sell these dice. I can't justify buying all this equipment to make a bunch of dice just to hoard. But yeah. Yeah, Chaos. If you're interested, we'll work something out. I might post it on Etsy just so it's like part of my like portfolio. But if you really want the set, I'll make sure you get it. Yeah, for sure. No one's even gonna know about the site, so I'll probably just take some pictures, post them, and I'll tell you when I'm posting it. We'll coordinate and make sure that I don't post it until you're like available, and then I'll post it and let you grab it. I don't know if that's bad to say out loud or anything, but I mean, I don't care. I don't know anything about Profit, how this is going to work. This is 100% new to me. I've been wanting to find a way to work from home for a while. I'm pretty disabled when it comes to like a lot of things. I actually collect. I got messed up in the Navy real bad, so I lost what I was gonna say. Just slipped right out of my head. I had somewhere that I was going. I don't know. Oh yeah, but because of all that, I've been wanting to find ways to make working from home viable. You know, it's just kind of scary because like when you have a real job, quote unquote, you have insurance, you have benefits, you have 401k, you've got a pension, you've got all this stuff. It's like going on your own. It's like seriously, like it feels kind of like getting an adventuring party together and going off on your first adventure. It's like it's like things are gonna get crazy and rough. See, these kind of things kind of annoy me, but they're really nothing. That is where the one meets, but this is where the mold met. So there's just a little tiny, like, just a little crease there. Just enough for the dust to get caught in there, and it's just like, but it really doesn't affect anything. It just makes me mad to see. Gosh. Brass and wood block? I love it. On to the 8. We're almost there. Oh, I thought that's made sense to me. Maybe I'm tired too. But yeah, I don't remember how much that this cloth stuff is, but I want to say it's less than $15. I don't want to tell you anything and be wrong, but if you look up polishing paper, it comes up, and it says Zona 3M wet dry or wetter dry. Oh. Ooh, Primus. Have not. Oh, the 13 for the paper? Nice. I've not listened to Primus in so long. And honestly, the only album I had that had Primus on it was the South Park album from back in the day. What a good album that was. Chef Aid. That was a killer album. I don't care what anybody says. That album actually got stolen from me by an ex-girlfriend, I think. I don't know where any of my CDs are anymore. Probably buried somewhere at one of my parents' house. Oh yeah, no, Primus sucks, dude. Every time, I don't know why. I do not. I have no reason why. It's probably because Beavis and Butthead. But every time I think of Primus, I also think of the band Guar, and I know they're not the same thing. But that doesn't stop it. Look at this. Look at that. Oh my gosh. We have one more paper to go too. We're not even at full see-through ability yet. The smears of 1,000 5-year-old fingerprints on the glass table. They say if you can get it removed, you'll gain the powers of a god. They are very visually unique bands. Primus, Ween, Guar. Ween. Oh, man. Yes, slap bass is chef's kiss, man. Slap bass is awesome. Just so hard and twangy and like, ah. Oh. It's like you can feel how hard he's slapping those strings. This is going to be pretty. I keep forgetting you guys can't hear the music. I'm just sitting here in silence, just jamming. See, this 5 is one that I might have to go back on. I don't know if you can... Just a little bit. See those little lines there? I don't know how I missed those. They're at the bottom of the 5 with the base. I don't know how I missed this. Wait, really? For Metallica, and they were like, no? Ugh, mistakes. I mean, they could be mistaken for that, but deep down I know the truth, and it kills me. Also, I don't like to really hide the fact that there's imperfections, because some people actually really don't like having imperfections on their dice. Some people get really mad about it, but which is fine, right? If you're gonna pay, you know, your good money for dice and you want it a certain way, I understand. I have no problem recasting dice for people, but it might just take a minute. Handmade insane. I know. It's just like, again, the ADHD. I have to. It's gotta be perfect. Probably autistic too. Who knows? It's just like, it's one of those things. I keep noticing little quirks. People keep pointing out to me. Maybe that's why you're socially awkward. Alright. Almost done. We're on the 10. And then I will reveal the D12. Dice to know you. I'm just a sociopath. It's fine. Oh gosh. It's great because I honestly, in my head, like consciously did not make it an Incubus reference, but it's like, what else would it be? Why else would I? What, like, I have no other frame of reference for nice to know you. That's how I have to say it in my head every time. Look at that. Now this one's a little chunkier, so it might be harder to see. Oh, nope. You can still see through it. Look at that. Whoop, whoop, I keep going the wrong way. Oh, color shifting. Wow. 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 Like, you're not wrong. It is so crazy. I put so much brown and red in there, and the red got completely like swallowed up. You can kind of catch it when the light hits it just right, but dang, it is super chunky. Like, I think it's like 10% bigger than normal. Let's find out. Hold on. Where's? I've got a regular. Yeah, it's bigger for sure. Yeah, probably just about 10%. Yeah, I can't either. The FFG dice. Oh gosh, like that's all I play anymore. Like, I guess we did just start a 5e campaign, but really all we play is FFG, Genesis, stuff like that. So. Yeah, I hope you guys had fun. I know I did. Woo! David would throw it at Goliath. Yes. Yes, yes. Oh, man. Sitting on the glass table, too. You can see right through him. It's just so neat. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And I will finish these. I don't know if I'll do it on air or off air, but they will be finished soonish. I have one more like 4-page essay I have to write, and then do some editing this weekend, and then I should have time to do this. I also kind of want to cast a new set, but I don't know. Yep. Have a good night, guys. Force be with you.